None of them moved or did anything. They simply remained sitting down, facing forward without a care in the world. What's going on here? It was as though they had been brought here and held against their will. After 24 seconds, the door I stepped through before closed behind me. My arrival there was the trigger for it to close. I waited for me to appear to tell me about the question, as this was the deduction room. Now, I'm thinking back to when we first saw this room. Like, you know, everyone went on ahead while, I guess, Tristtia, like, killed so many people and, like, he died and turned at the end. With just, I think it was just Marco and Ava, like, Itine left over for us. We walked in here and saw, like, technically our clone, then immediately our helmet decided to just kill us? What? How does that go? The door came open, then we walked in, and the helmet immediately killed us. Okay. I wonder how that's going to be explained. I waited for me to appear to tell me about the question, as this was the deduction room. I remember that from when Ancora got beheaded, right here. Wait, when had this taken place exactly? That didn't happen in this life. I shook my head to clear my thoughts, readying for me. Right. She wouldn't appear. She died the clean's death, erasure. That word still made me shudder. Oh boy, like, I could just imagine, like, an actual normal person. Like, just being put down one of these chairs. Oh boy, it's actually what this is. You just get down the chair. Here we go. Your personality, your memories, your whole being, and your soul are now erased. How do you feel? Oh, good to hear. Now stop drooling over the chair. Another object was in the middle of the room. It was a weird pedestal with a touchscreen on top of it. The only object of interest in the entire place, other than the chairs everyone was sitting onto. I thought it was a TV. It's like in a weird blue halo-ish. The pillar was blinding white, which made it even easier to notice the words written on the sides. They were instructions. The instructions say, "Birth me code." Where have I heard that one? Where have I heard those sayings before? And way underneath, it says, "Solving this will birth me code." I don't really understand. What does it mean? It's a puzzle like all the others, but I don't know what it means. Oh my god, is the title gonna be an anagram too? I had to birth me's code? Should I solve this puzzle? The instructions were categorical. If I didn't, I wouldn't leave this place and no one else would. So, everyone here is in a state of comatose until we figure this out. That's actually pretty good because that means no one has, like, I'll probably be stuck here for several decades based on my track record so far. I wouldn't leave this place and no one else would. Perhaps that was a better future, but I wanted to solve it. I wanted to go outside. I wanted a goal. I wasn't human, I was an AI. I had a fabricated body. I was a fake. All of me was a fake. Besides, could I really sympathize with these criminals? All of them had done a variety of terrible things. And even if anything bad happened to them, did I care? I didn't know. I doubt based on what she said, she only joined my into this for like a week, but based on the dialogue we had when we split apart, did she only join my into this like to talk? Like be with her sister? The quote-unquote Pandora of my emptiness. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. Maybe I didn't care. I wasn't dumb. I knew something would happen from the way they were sitting in these chairs, but it wasn't my problem. It was unfair too. I was alive. I felt alive, and I had desires of my own. They were humans. They could have gone anywhere, done anything, and they chose to sin. They chose to break their lives with their immorality. Maybe it would be better to finish this then. They didn't deserve the life they had if they were going to screw it up that badly. That's what I felt, deep inside. And did I feel anything about them? No, I've never felt anything. It's just like Itine said. I didn't feel anything about it. Yeah, I actually didn't feel about anything to them either by the beginning of this game. Probably for the same exact reasons. Jesus. Just like Itine. Very well then. Let me out. The answer is... Ooh, I thought we were actually gonna look around. Okay. Birth me code. Become third. Become the third mastermind. Is it just this? What's with the symbol? I didn't expect this. Oh, is this literally the me code's death vision now? Technically, it's our vision, technically, if it's technically our sister. Well, in a manner of speaking, anyway. Who's this? What's going on? I'm Pandora. I don't know my real name. I see, I don't know either. I don't know who I am, sorry. You've committed the sin of acedia. You watched the leader of my emptiness. You did nothing to stop her. Sorry. I tried. I joined it. I joined my emptiness to stop her. It wasn't enough, though. Sorry. You have nothing to be sorry for. At least you didn't die. I'm not dead, but this is just our connection. Thanks to it, I know all about you. I see, I guess it makes sense. Do you know who I am, then? Not sure if I should say. Why not? I wish to know. You're the current equivalent of hope. I know you hate that word now, though. You're right, I felt strange. You'll get over it, I think. Your mind will get a wipe later. A wipe? Your memories of this place will go. I don't want that. I don't want to lose my memories, even if those memories are atrocious. If you keep this, you may go mad. I don't know now. What do I do? I don't know either. This has to be in core, right? Penmill? What I do know is that you'll stay. I don't want to stay either. Your sister's here too, you know. And I guess that's fine. I want to be with my sister. The mind wipe is inevitable. Your memories will be carried by me. Does my sister know I'm here? Not yet, but she will soon. She will get mind wiped too, though. Maybe she could avoid it, no? I'm the one with the trauma. No, in her case, it's different. How so? I can't say the reason why, though. And what will happen to me? You'll no longer be stressed out. It's still scary. But it's the truth, and we're out of time. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. Go now, and survive. Okay. Six of them were dead. Is this going back to the other route, like when we killed Luxurioff? I was wondering, and we only saw it once. Or maybe we're in the elevator now. So far, the only people I actually legitimately, like, I guess, quote-unquote, like, well, I guess, you know, tend to, like, keep them alright, is, and Cora grew close to her. And, yeah, NVIDIA, Jesus. I still like me for all this shit. The six of them are dead. If you took those 6 points and put them in a circle, the resulting lines connecting them to each other would form a hexagon. In particle physics, there is something called a meson. Look, that's where we are. I'm just using it to illustrate what I'm thinking about. Don't worry. We're not actually going to be delving into particle physics. Yeah, physics was my worst class in high school. Since this is all too complex, I'll skip over to the irrelevant information. I am already lost. Mesons look like this. Like I said, the meson itself isn't important, but since the helmets, or me you could say, have the shape of hexagon, I found it somewhat related. I wonder if is it going to explain like the different symbols on top on everyone's helmets? understand now why the ones with sins had to die. And I know why I'm receiving these visions of death. Sins, like mathematical sins. Synthwave. Yay. Oh, that's great. This is great. It's not really because they're dying, is it? It's a transfer due to trust. So you're literally taking everyone's minds from their bodies to us? Jesus. It's because they're the person's memories. So only the memories transferred over? Jeez. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, I'll now carry your memories. This makes me me. Me stands for my emptiness because I'm all of them plus myself. That's why you could say I'm not just me, but us. But where am I taking all these memories from? After all, only 6 of them died, not 7, and I only personally took 2 of them. I'm not just me, but us. But where am I taking all these memories from? After all, only 6 of them died, not 7. Oh yeah! I literally just... Oh, this has been... I made a goddamn meme in the server. Our emptiness. Oh, it's been on my mind ever since we started this whole finale route. I had to put it down in between. After all, only 6 of them died, not 7. I only personally took 2 of them. That's where you come in. Me or you? It's just like what I thought about in that vision. The one where I thought about the Mandela effect. You carry the information from other lives into this one. That's why I know all of this, and why I know all about my emptiness and its members. I'll have to think about it later since it's time to go back to reality. Here we are, and we can't do trust. So this must be we're connected to someone else? Or we're literally just carrying everyone's gosh dang memories, oh boy. Finally vision came. She still was in the pure white room, but this time the others were awake and helmetless. She's awake, I think. It feels so weird to see the helmets for like 30 plus hours and now seeing faces. It's strange. And there's animation blinking, yay. She's awake, I think. Why did I end up with a stuttering one? Okay, everyone's personalities are switched around, yay! Because one of us was going to be that one anyway. Tine. Let's welcome me back properly at least, before we go. Yeah, you're different. This is a whole different group of people then. That's the plan. You two can go if you want. Alright, I have a lot of stuff to do, so don't mind if I go first. So, like, we have a whole bunch of 2 different groups of people just thinking about, So it's not really twins, but I didn't say it before, but it could be just, like, another group of people who somehow replicated every single personality, almost? In that sort of way. Although, that, in my mind, that seemed a bit weird. Like, I guess had to do almost everything over. If my mind is truly going back and forth between, us switching over to a different life, maybe into the different groups, and we're in the group that's supposed to all be alive. So this technically, like, these are people who are, like, I guess, I don't know. So don't mind if I go first. Etine's parents, or I guess my parents now, have a lot of these facilities, and they all need a good purge. Etine's parents? Facilities? What were they talking about? So literally, this whole building is just his parents' facilities. They just took over. I guess it's like abandoned or something. What other better place to have than an abandoned facility? Nobody answered those thoughts as they couldn't hear them anyway. Just Tia, or Etine, or whoever that was, left the place afterwards. I wasn't in a helmet. This was a body. my body. Congratulations, you achieved sentience in human form. I touched my face. It felt normal. I couldn't see my face, but I could tell there was a nose and... Ow, my eyes, too. Oh, wait, here's my mouth. Oh, these are my ears. This is my nose. Ah! Yeah, you're new. I'd like to stick around and explain, but I should go fetch Itine and leave. Yep, you look completely different. I also have a lot of things to do. We had to move the vats that were used to stasis everyone next to the reactors. Is this Irel, or Itine? I was under the impression she was Itine, not Irel. Yeah, but I'm at this point, like, I just stopped caring about which names there are until... because, at one hand, at some point, basically in a voting session where we killed her off, it was Irel, and in a one where she stays alive but still dies at the very end, it's Itine, so, swip swap somehow. Swip swap. And that's why basically, I guess, quote unquote, they were playing dumb. Because they literally had no idea what's going on. There's something behind that. So, this group... Wait. I forget. When we got NVIDIA's version, did it say, like, it was Mark or Marcos? I think it said, like, in NVIDIA's one, that was Mark. She also mentioned vats. I never saw vats. There were some vats in the reactor rooms, unless those are technically pods. Perhaps they were well hidden. Or maybe they are those things in the walls next to the reactors. Yep. What is their purpose, though? We're in 2014. If Super Bia was born in 2014, that means she had an original Super Bia. But they're not from this age. Especially by how they didn't talk about smartphones. Right. And Cora mentioned the internet still took over your phone line for a lot of people. The internet took over your phone line for a lot of people. When was that? So then maybe 12 years ago or so? They were from 2002? From what I heard, Irel mentioned they were used to hold everyone in stasis so the ages would fit. The ages would fit? 2002 is just a guess, but for some reason, that never feels true. The timeline fit. They'd gone missing for 12 years, which was just enough time for something else. I couldn't remember what that something else was, though. A plan made for eons ago. Several lifetimes worth of work. A finger snap by Gula brought me back to reality. Hey, are you paying attention to me? I didn't mature your body over 12 years in one of those vats for you to not understand what's going on now. You are not going with your vocabulary. Give her a break, Lucille. She's just had memories shoved into her head. Yeah, we're getting basically everyone's terminology for the lexicon. Everyone's names. Fair enough. Annie, take over for me, will you? I knew it! Sally and Anne. Or technically in this case, Annie. Well, I guess nicknames. Lucille left following those words. Sir B or Annie came up next. I knew it. Sure, I don't mind, but I don't have a lot of time. Interesting. Normally, Sir B is very annoyed when she's told what to do. Why did she comply so readily now? Well, actually, I'd like to stay and talk, but I have to go with Alex too, so someone else will have to explain. I need to undo around a decade of what Annie's parents did and take over their funds so they stop being funneled to the MDS. I'm gonna take Alex with me. The one named Alex, Ira, didn't seem to understand she was talking about him. She gave him a slap on the shoulder. I'm talking about you. Talking about you or talking about me? You really have to get used to being a guy now. Body swapping again? Why is this such a coincidence? I just got... to get used to being a guy now. Sorry. Let's go. You're right. I had to destroy a lot of drugs. There's drugs here. The other only ones remaining after the both of them left were Luxuria, or Nico, and Nvidia, or Mark. Please, you. Explain. Me? Simple. We're dead. Oh, dang. There was a small pause as they watched my reaction, but I had none to offer them. I guess she doesn't have a sense of humor yet. It'll come, I'm sure. I also have to go. Thankfully, Nico's family didn't do anything, so I'll help it real. 10 vets being moved over isn't very funny stuff. With a wave, he vacated to saunter up to the elevator. I guess she'll have to get used to being short. And a guy just like me. So what exactly is going on here? How to explain it? I can't really skip ahead to explain the more important stuff, since that's the confusing. So we'll just have to take it one step at a time. One step for the other. You should have everything to sort out, my agentiness. Piece together the series of crimes committed by them first. They all have irredeemable crimes, which is why they were selected to become vessels. I'm going to leave you with Pandora. For some reason, her helmet malfunctioned and it didn't copy things correctly. When a time comes by, she'll tell you the rest. But I'm Pandora. Quote unquote. No, your code name is Pandora, which isn't exactly the same thing. Codename Kiss Next Door! Okay. Anyway, I really had to go. I have a principal track down, and that's not easy to do. Itine will be here shortly with 2 survivors. 2 survivors. With that, he left the premises. And I can imagine... it's either like... I can assume that's... I doubt it, but... Marco and... Itine, or... That was a Rel, so like the other one's in the helmet. With that, he left the premises. Now he's alone with Cora, or actually the real Pandora, or whoever that was. Okay, I'll sort my emptiness and their crimes then. Okay, hopefully I remember this. I looked over the real Pandora. I started with her first. Pandora was the leader of my emptiness. Her crime was that she allowed all this to happen and used her position to target specific troublesome students. I guess her sin is... vainglory. Taking the glory of popularity and good grades by others doing her dirty work. I know it's not one of the 7 sins we have now, but originally there were 9 sins, so not 7. 2 of them, vainglory and acedia, were open to pride and sloth. Acedia. I already knew about vainglory, but I didn't remember anything about what acedia was. Vainglory goes to pride and acedia goes to sloth? Avery is a pedophile. It seems she was using my emptiness to hook up with the kids Pandora wanted gone. Oh boy. Her sin is greed because, well, it's clear, isn't it? She wants things she shouldn't get while pursuing none of the consequences. Close to lust, but... Luxuria is also using my emptiness for sexual reasons. Yay. He pushed himself onto girls who had no interest in him. His sin is obvious. It was lust. So far, all the sinful names match pretty perfectly. Could Pandora see all this happening? I don't know. All the kids they kidnapped died or went missing. Those who went missing were collected by Trisatia for experiments with his family's business. Yay. It seems his father was part of the MTS too. He's sloth for being too lazy to do something for the kids. Serbia is a serial killer. Yay! The kidnapped kids stood no chance, and her sin is pride because she holds an incredible vanity over what she has and can do. She also was dating Ira, who was stuck with her for lack of anything better. Ira needs Serbia's help, and he relied on her, which made him angry. This is a sin of wrath. He distributed drugs that her family made in order to make money. With sustained consumption, the drugs he sold turned people into religious zealots. One of Serbia's murderers came to light and was pinned on Nvidia's father. Nvidia's sin is envy because it caused him to falsify evidence and get his father free to be recognized. Yet both he and the principal were innocents. Unfortunately, the principal wasn't gifted with a child who could do that. That child was Gula. Instead, her skills were repurposed towards making artisanal bombs. That was when she attacked the school, a glutton after the principal's fatherly support. What of Ancora, though? The final sin is insidia. It means without care. Apathy? Ancora joined them to stop Pandora from doing what she was doing. She was the one who knew her real identity because the Pandora from My Emptiness is Ancora's sister. Maybe there was a traitor then. I was simply too focused on looking at the others to see what was right under my nose. Because I'd been in her head this whole time. Oh, we were the traitor this whole time? Well, we were both the mastermind and the traitor. That's pretty cool. I wonder what acedia, though, means, though. I guess I can look in the lexicon afterwards. All this is great and all, but it doesn't explain just why this entire thing was organized. Not really. I didn't do any of this. And we were made to think so. Why did Marco and Itine do all of this? Then when the doors to the elevator opened, Mark walked back in. No, that wasn't Mark. That was Marco. His face is definitely different, even if both had similar builds. He was older. Are you dragging a chair? Itine will be here soon. I'm just carrying these really heavy things over. I was wondering what he was doing with the mess of metallic components he was pulling. It looked like an explosion of tubes and other strange robotics. Hey, is that mascara or a tattoo? That looks cool. The dead don't bury themselves, huh? The dead? Yeah. Those things are the dead bodies from the second group. Not sure what we'll do with those yet. Can't discard them anyway. Anyone can find them. Robots. More robots. Before he could elaborate, he vanished. I understood anyway. Especially when I noticed the woman who entered carried with her Averita's helmet, but Avery herself was nowhere to be found. It was Itine, alongside her was Ancora. The woman set the object aside and walked closer to me, while Ancora swiftly went to the blonde still sleeping in the room, Pandora. Hi. I can see you've already understood what was so confusing to you before. Yeah, you're not. I was Averita in the second group. This entire time, the helmets each and every one of us wore substituted my appearance with the teacher's own. Yeah, I already figured that it's like if at some point the hair sticking out of the helmets actually could just be plastered on. But that just makes everything even more confusing. The same order of idea, that is also why other robotic bodies were not seen as much with the helmets. I mean, all you really need to do from the helmets is literally explode them, but since they're robotic, they'd have like blood squirt out from the heads, quote unquote blood. And also the whole thing with getting shot by Itine, quote unquote, shooting Marco and us technically when we were in Marco's head or his helmet was the gun seemed to kill some people without the things being loaded. Does that mean like it's either those helmets like have a special trigger based on like a sensor that the helmets to kill them off for like those, like you just shoot it at like at the helmet and it picked the sensor and it's like, oh yeah, I should explode now, pew, that like sort of thing. The same order of idea, that is also why other robotic bodies were not seen as much with the helmets. You could say they were all projections, a fake vision. It was simpler to use false imagery, of which half this complex weaponry is made of too. Greetings, by the way. Don't worry, I'll give you a big exposition dump, and now I'm, oh hi. Don't worry, my whole life and personality is based on exposition. I don't... Fucking chatterbox, so why not? I am Itine, and also you. I saw Marco hounding Ancora and Pandora. Hey, get up, come on, we gotta go up the elevator! They were talking, but Itine had my otherwise undivided attention. Most likely, Marco helped Itine, but Itine was the one who held the answers I was looking for. Can you finally explain everything to me? Who am I exactly? You said you were me, but what does that mean? To explain everything, I would have to go through legendary pains. Dang. Well, we have all the time in the world now. I'll keep it to the essentials then. Forgive how long it will take, as it's a fairly long story. In 2002, the Hyacinth DeLorme Polyvalent High School was bombed by a terrorist. It was then that we began replicating the ruins that were kidnapping the kids from my emptiness. Oh yay. The MTS, a nefarious group including Mark and myself, deduced that it would be perfect for this, given how they had atoned for their crimes in some manner. So, So, are you... if Father is part of the MTS, Etine's father... As the outside world would truly understand and make full use of human resources. Unfortunately, as part of the plan, everyone was going to be executed by the end of this session. Even myself. I'm just as under observation as all of you, to be fair. I had to do this for various reasons, all of which will come clean. The reasons were threefold, in fact. The first reason was to use these kids in conjunction with the Sally Ann test to layer multiple perceptions upon one another, and create a situation where something would be viewed as existing twice, and thus exist twice. As a result, with the me cards, it forced 15 of them to, essentially, be duplicated out of thin air. You could put it simply as because someone believed them to be in two different places they were. The Tinkerbell effect, then. As you were explaining that to us, in one line. We have to be very careful because once you know the trick, it no longer works. You can't unlearn something like that, not with you being there. There were two groups as part of this, and in the second one, there weren't originally supposed to be any humans. All of them were supposed to be beta versions of what we named Ex Machinas. In the first group, there would have been only humans. We switched that at the last minute, so the one referred to as Ancora was in the second group, and you would be in the first, while we took the place of Mark and Arail in the second group. I suddenly realized that thanks to this duo of group's businesses, I originally booted from Mark's helmet. Maybe it was a mistake, but at that moment, before I hacked into the Ancora from the second group, I saw Pandora from the first group. Yeah, from the very beginning. Oh gosh, I think I actually... I don't know if I... maybe I accidentally cut that out because I'm, I had trouble, like, trying to get down to this last line, and I replayed through the beginning, and it's, like, you know, the very first CG art about showing Ancora, but, like, it was like we were looking at her face, basically when the helmet next to her, and I think I remarked that it was weird how somehow, like, everything so far was first person, but that wasn't. I suddenly realized that thanks to this duo group businesses, I originally booted from Mark's helmet. Maybe it was a mistake, but at that moment, before I hacked into the Ancora from the second group, I saw Pandora from the first group. I know I said there were three reasons, I'll get to the others shortly. Prefacing the second reason, I'll first say that, as a member of the MTS, I'm bound by their rules too. I have to do what they tell me to do, because I need their resources to do what I want to do. I couldn't afford to end up like Etine's father. Oh boy. Each helmet was made to house its own version of AI, me, LY. They were constructed of the database of my emptiness. When you hacked into a helmet, you were transferring yourself to it. A similar process took place just now here. Just like your memories were transferred to other helmets. The memories in the Anchor helmet were sent to another one. They were sent to your body, which you now occupy. Memories in the Anchor helmet. Oh yeah, didn't they say before, like, both Ancora can also mean hope and also anchor? And finally, after every human was gathered here, the same was done by your hand when you gave the order to birth me code. Except not to Ex Machina, it's not to real bodies. Roll credits. Okay, no. Every member of my emptiness became me, except for Pandora. Brainwaves and other details that make up my mind were transferred to all members of my emptiness, and that was the second goal. This is insane! Yeah. How can you do such a thing? Yeah, and I'm not following along with any of this. I can understand why, though. Because there's so much. You erased them, just as you erased me. How dare you kill my sister? They're going to be executed anyway. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I guess even the other lines, you just you killed yourself off too. In manner of speaking, oh boy. I don't care for forgiveness since I have much bigger worries. I need more of me to do what I need to do. Same move, I punished those two ingrate to live a correct life. At any rate, now that they're complete. Now they are complete. The system malfunctioned for Pandora, and only some parts were handled correctly. She will remain with a terrible fear of the word hope due to that traumatism. A great mistake, sorry. What is that about? What did you do to my sister? Nicole had come up to us in the talk when Entine mentioned her sister. This girl's real name was Penmill, but that was only her family name. What's her real name? I didn't know before this is all over. You'll both be freed from this experiment. I can't say the rest yet, but you'll be kept safe. Just trust in the fact I'm doing all this for a very good reason. I can't say anything else about it, sorry. Someone is watching, and if I said anything about it, it'll be prematurely end, and I cannot afford that to happen. Having finished explaining herself, at least partially, she called for the boy. Margot. Polo. Right here, aye aye, Captain. Please stop with your jokes. How dare you? We have all the time in the world for jokes, okay? We have so much to do. Are you sure you're ready? Always ready. The empty S won't even know what hit them. Now they probably will now. They always know everything. Because I'm psychic. Anyway, I want you to help the twins to a safe place so the empty S will never grab a hold of them again. I still have some things to talk over with E2A8. Fine. Subject E2T2? When Marco looked into his helmet to find both Gula and Tristatia. Fine, I'm not a very good babysitter though. Just don't sit on them, okay? He brought in Cord to the Pandora who was waking up. Their short, heartfelt reunion, they were on the move again. Before we go, I wanted to ask something. Without waiting for an acknowledgement, she went ahead with her question. Who are you exactly? Your name is Pandora, right? But that's my nickname. I'm not sure if it was planned that way, but it seems we share a nickname then. But I had nothing to do with your group. So I guess the only people who had twins was basically just Ancora. But I had nothing to do with your group. I'm just me, I guess. My explanation didn't seem to satisfy her. At the insistence of the other Ancora, her twin sister, she abdicated her spot and went with her and Marco. I wanted she guide the two other girls outside. Well, they're safe now. It seemed like he had his own role to play in all this. For some reason, I felt like I wouldn't see him ever again. Okay. I won't see them again, huh? I was just alone with Etine. It'll only take a moment, so don't worry. Are you gonna crush her head again? Yay. I had to put this helmet on you before I proceed with the fun reason behind this entire setup. Why? I was cautious, and with good reason. The transfer is incomplete. You're lacking some parts of the memories you'd built up in the past hours. Yeah. Since you're really the third version of yourself, you'll need all the files from the first two. Will this do something bad? Not at all. It'll be over in a mere microsecond. Before I voiced any other complaints, she put the helmet onto me. And I died again. The me that I'd been in Cora's helmet died. Every time data was transferred, it was never transferred. Data can only be copied and pasted. If you cut and paste, the original data is gone. What's there is a copy of the original. Soma. A new birth me. Just like that, combined with both the data files of my other selves, I became third. I became me, now with the memories of both groups. Memories of me going through the votes. The memories of my emptiness. twice the Tiny killed me. Memories. Twice the Tiny turned off my helmet and discarded it or put one over me to overwrite parts of me. That means I'm neither Pandora, who had accompanied either Ancora. I became third. Now I came face to face with a Tine again. A Tine who was me. She told me just then I was her. I'm her. As Next Machina as a younger version. Was this part of her goals too? To have a younger version of herself live on? You could say that we're different though. I'm her, but I'm not her. The Tine with no sense of humor apparently then. She's me, but she's not me. That's because we went through different experiences. We are both made of what we call memories. Memories and experiences. M and E once again. Either life, like coincidences, or this was entirely planned out. I would say it was a combination of both. Hello. You're confused. Who is it? My apologies for that. Ex-Machinas are still prototypes right now. Only 2 have been properly matured. E288, which is your designation, and another. Anyway, shall we go? I looked around for the 2 girls and Marco, but they'd been long gone. Yeah, they went down the elevator. I realized then that I really did not care at all about any of the others I spent these hours with. Acedia. Perhaps Acedia was my sin and not Ancora's. The twins, Hannah and Greta. Now, with all my memories I remembered, the one from the first group, the Pandora from my agency, was called Hannah Penmill. The one whose helmet I inhabited for so long, Ancora, was Greta Penmill. Do you want to know what you look like? There's a mirror contained within the wall over there if you want. Just crouch down and grab a part of that and lift it up to unveil it. I did it because I was curious to see what I was like. I can only imagine we're basically a younger version of a Tine that would look similar to her. The first look I would have at myself, and who I would be, now and forever. The sight was strange. I looked pretty much exactly like a Tine. It should be in her 20s at best. So this is who I am, huh? Her initials are I and I. Aye, Captain. I suppose that makes sense for me. I am I, after all. Okay, that may be a bit overdoing it. I can understand every other kind of pun, but this one is like the one that just kills me inside. This is the one pun, the one joke that kills me. I still have so much to tell you. But first, do you know why I have given you the designation of E288? I'm not exactly sure, no. I hope there's a good reason for it, because that's not really a name. Experience, and there's two 8s. That's the way you say it. Let's see, how do I go about this? Perhaps this will come off as strange, but bear with me. What do you know of order and chaos? I know it's the big theme of Catherine. Jesus. Just imagining almost every other game I've liked and played so far just now. I'm just getting reminders of it through this. Huh? What does that have to do with anything? And I guess order is good and chaos is bad, quote unquote. Good try. It's more nuanced than that, cause it's not black and white. I suppose most stories show that chaos is bad and order is good. Yeah. Always take the middle road. The heroes fight to reestablish order in a world plunged in chaos. It's a little different in reality. I turned back around to listen to her. Hi. The universe does not like order. Order is the absolute stagnancy of existence. Nothing moves, nothing develops, nothing changes, no energy is transferred. Yes. Absolutely yes. I agree with that 100%. If you keep everything in nice, clean old piles, then I'm yeah, sure. I'm just looking at my room, which is quote-unquote organized, but it's in a bit of chaos. Let's see, let me just count this off. Let's see, I have some gaming consoles on the top of my dresser. There's the controllers, a weird gaming, not gaming, camera bag, DS's, this rock I found in the ocean. And I see one of my lances falling off. I have this weird, 3D instrument thing, and my old dead phone was just breaking. A tech deck skateboard, and I think this is a broken off piece of a shopping cart. And oh, that's a doorknob, and a fun dip wrapper, and a bunch of papers of TNT, and that's not counting the rest of my room. But literally every single time order comes up in stories, it just drives me crazy. Like if there's no outliers, there's nothing, then basically everything's the same, nothing changes, nothing forms, nothing new happens. It's all just goddamn tedious and bland. It is the opposite of entropy, which is more or less disorder. When everything is in the universe spirals out of control, you get entropy, or disorder, or chaos, whichever you prefer. Yet as time passes, planets' solar movements, energy maintains itself. But again, the universe prefers entropy to stagnancy. Despite that, ironically, the universe's own job is to make itself orderly. It wants entropy, and yet entropy decreases as time passes. The eventual state of the universe is, thus, heat death. Yep, basically, the universe's job is to try to maintain order, but also become disordered. And until then, it keeps going and going and going and going and going and going until it basically kills itself. That's why immortality is terrible. A complete clean slate of where nothing moves, nothing gives energy. Reality's cleanest death, erasure. No more sun, no more life, no more chaos. Only the most pristine and perfect order. That sounds terrible. You could liken it to another word that I'm sure still bothers you right now. Erasure. The universe cannot exist in a state of pure order. There's nothing in it. Nothing to see it, nothing to witness it. No god or living beings, nothing. And so, instead of falling into that swirling void, the universe will set itself back because there cannot be nothing. They call this the eternal return. It is a theory in which the Big Crunch, not the Big Bang Theory. The Big Crunch. Let me get my big old crunch bar. Oh, okay, I turned my teeth off. That's a terrible joke. They call this the eternal return. It is a theory in which the Big Crunch, following the end of the universe's expansion, will bring everything back to a single dot. The center of the universe will absorb everything it has ever released to spit back out into pure chaos. Once more, ironically enough, this process is always the same. The universe solves itself in the same way and spits itself back out in mostly the same way. There are minute differences, however, and those differences make all the difference. Nice. This is the state of the universe. It is in a perpetual state of progress and reset to try and bring out more chaos, but it is failing. Instead, each time it resumes, it takes a shorter and shorter amount of time to finish its orderly task. Why is that? Is it because it brings life? Is life trying to survive across even the universe's resets? The extinction events. Jesus Christ, every single... You already know the answer to that one. The information you carry is made of multiple resets of the universe. This situation here, this whole experiment, has happened time and time again until we finally reached where we are now. And that is the third purpose of this experiment. It's to create an entity that could carry information across resets of the universe. So, we now have humans that can do the same thing, and also robots. Yay! I just took in all the information, having no idea what to make of it. A part of me believed it to be true, a part of me wished for it to be a lie. Thanks to that, it allows us to have this outcome where the information was taken from dead universes, ones which have already ended, and carried into this one. She brandished a paper at me. the paper was the number 288. That was the reason behind my destination, somehow. This is how many times the universe has reset since we've made the object known as the me, a bichromatic meridian. Bichromatic. Chromatic doors? I had no hand in it, but the empty S developed it to measure the state of the universe. I believe it measures egg states, to put it simply. Agent states. And no, I don't actually know what the A stands for, but I know it stands for something. The A in A pigtails. I've been hard at work to figure it out. Anyway. Well, there's your answer right there. The A means anyway. Since we're in the 288th version of the universe, information from the 277th all the way through 287th was consolidated into one single piece, which is now part of you, and that's why you are E288. Do you understand now? This entire thing happened around 12 times, only once per universe reset, and I am so glad I'm the one in which it worked instead of one of the failures, as I now can continue with the project. This is still very vertiginous. Miracle Mode, I swear, you definitely look through a gosh dang dictionary stories multiple times, because all these on the flowchart, both for like the novel sections for me and us, they all start with me, and it's just so many different words, just starting with the first two letters of M-E, then this whole line right here, which is U-S. I checked off screen. This is so vertiginous. To recapitulate, then, the first goal was to punish my emptiness in some fashion and create 7 hosts for a time to inhabit separately. So basically, so every other person right here is basically all those people have been just overridden with your consciousness. That's terrifying. But are they all really her? Just like how I'm not her, they too must not be completely gone? Anyway, the second goal was to superpose beliefs and perspectives in order to cause reality to basically have some kind of reality error to duplicate something. The third goal was to help information bypass the resets. Something that could go through them unhindered. To reach this point, we needed to keep the twins, Marco, you, and I, alive. Should any of us have died, we'd have been another reset of the universe. Oh. I am talking, but I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with my explanation. But I like the ranting. I know this is very complicated, but it is why time is our biggest enemy, because eventually, it'll all be reset again. Some of us, like me, wish they would just live a normal life. A full one. But aren't you old? I mean, you've lived a full life. Itine chuckled at me. It was as though someone had told her a very good joke. Oh, so now he was into humor. Oh, I don't mean for myself. I'm already on the verge of death soon. Oh. However, I can still diverge the path I'm on. I can't explain more than this, I think. But I'll at least say that you're my most prized creation. Thanks, Mom. What do you mean by that? Ah, well, I'll tell you, but first I want to make something clear before I leave to set up the next phase of my plan. You two still have a role to play in all this. You both do. I will die before I can see the fruits of that labor, though. Many lifetimes and eons of dedication and hard work. I supposed it was preordained. After we part, we will not see ever again. We will not see each other ever again. I frowned. She noticed my expression and I softened it a little. It was refreshing for once to see someone who could see my face. And also a bit strange to get used to. And what is my role? Okay. You're gonna be free for a time. You will age very slowly, around 4 times as slowly in fact. Go to university, live a life, make friends. You are my most prized creation because you can live the life I could never have. Oh. Perhaps you'll even fall in love with a handsome boy. Whatever you choose to do, it is now your prerogative, as long as you obey the rules. What the rules are that? The self-consistency principle will bring you back. I've given you those years. Sooner or later, they will end and the cycle will begin anew. But for the years I've given you, you'll have full freedom. No one will observe you. The freedom to be yourself, until the cycle resumes for all of us. I did explain how the universe resets, correct? Your role will be a part of that cycle. Each cycle has its script and none of us can be freed from it. Puppets dancing on the strings of fate. Oh, destiny is destiny. Oh, God. I don't quite understand. You will understand later. I understand you most of anyone. You're me, after all. Still, our business is now concluded. You're free to go unless you have questions. I can answer, let's say, 3, so choose them very wisely. You will not get a do-over for them. Once you pick these questions, they are the ones you will have forever. I was ready to go, but I still had questions. Perhaps she spoke true. Perhaps she really did understand me best. Well, you're 7 other selves than you do now. I knew you asked about them. They are the biggest mystery now, aren't they? Each of them has a role to play. For some of them, you already know what they are. You and all some of them are bound by the Me Code. The code I've programmed, made up predominantly myself, which is coursing through those members of my entityness. We eternally refer to it as the Me Code, since it relates to memories and experiences. I know you'll succeed in what you're doing. For me, it's a different matter, though. I get into the essentials for now, but... so much to go through. So much information. Of course, it's the members of my entity we refer to the Me Code. Wow. Wow. My next step is to empty this entire place where the MTS can get any of this. Then I will go rescue someone in dire need of help. Then go help him. A lot of machines here are very advanced technology, and I have to keep them out of reach of the MTS. What you all assumed was a bomb isn't a bomb, but a gravitational enhancer. A bomb. I don't think we've ever seen a bomb here, though. The reason why it's empty is because it's currently being prepared for future use. The bomb that's under the console, the voting booths? There's nothing in it just for that? As for what it'll be for, I'll just leave it up to your imagination. It has nothing to do with this place, so I won't elaborate on it. What about the cool S? What's with that symbol? It's a symbol of the MTS. They ran experiments all over the world for many years. Much, much earlier than my birth, or yours, or anyone else's. But the real source of it was probably a previous iteration of the universe, no doubt. Even with all this, we've yet to fully understand where it comes from. If I had to guess, it may have no source at all. I see, so I guess Tristia was too far off the mark. God damn it, wasn't he like... Wait, I hacked to Avery someone first, and he talked about that to Averita. God damn it. The irony at its best. What about your name? Italian Ecofilm isn't really your name, is it? That last name sounds like a movie company. I'll actually return the question to you. What is your real name? It's E288. Just give yourself an own name. No, that is your data file designation, and your code name is Pandora. But your name is the anagram, not mine. I'll let you ponder that one, though. I'm not sure if I have the right to elucidate that mystery for you. Didn't understand what she said. Is her real name important? Is it the last puzzle of the game is just figuring out our name is, and that's it? I said to change the subject and get another question instead, since she was being obtuse about it. I'll just think about it in my spare time. I have a very important question left. Forget about that one then. I still don't understand something. Final question, I promise. didn't want to make her upset. If she could do all this, then there was no telling what she could do to me. This old woman who was me was frightening. Jacob paused to mull the words over. I wanted to make sure I asked something pertinent so she would let me have an extra question. Why is it so important you save someone, and who is it anyway? Legitimate questions disguised as one question wouldn't fool her. I really wanted to know, though. There'd been nothing else I wanted to know more than this in my entire life, and I wasn't sure why. You can't answer that, right? Yes, I can answer that, but those are two questions. Which one do you want me to answer? I'd like to know who it is, I think. He's a very important man. His name is Zachary. Zachary. Metro. 7 years later, April 22nd, 2022. Okay, Jesus. Where was this? She couldn't see anything. She couldn't hear anything. Was this darkness going to be her life now? Oh boy, I love swimming in purgatory. Perhaps it would be. If it was her life now, she would accept it. At first, she panicked a little, but after a few minutes, she calmed down. Her hands touched upon the seat she was onto. It was kind of uncomfortable. It was fair, since it wasn't meant for her comfort. She couldn't move. It was as though she was unconscious. It would explain the lack of vision or hearing. Since she couldn't move, the touch she had on the seat was ephemeral. She felt something move under her. Perhaps it even was around her, too. Was she inside something? It was moving, anyway. This is a cycle, huh? Not that it has anything to do with me. The self-consistency principle had caught up to her, just like one day it would catch up to all of us. The movement stopped. It was then that she woke up. The blinding light flashed upon her, which would make it hard to see anything under normal circumstances. Not that she could see anything. There was someone else next to her. They grabbed her hand and she held it firmly. They would be her anchor. She stood up. The person we sleep like in a bed. Someone we forgot for so long. I just mentioned before the whole... When she got knocked out from Ira, talking about thinking that where she was in a bed. Then I was trying to pull the bed sheet, she got concerned that there should have been someone next to her. She stood up. It was time to go. She had sacrificed too much for this to fail. She had only one shot at it. One shot to save them. This was the Metro. And the box was opened. Finally opened. Hope stays inside. That was really cool. That was really cool. This is actually cut up into different parts because instead of actually talking, I just stopped actually just like thinking and just went down to the bonus stuff over here, which I'll probably do in a separate video altogether for that, even though it's just only this, and it's gonna be continually updated as we go along. Oh, maybe I'll just go through that like when they get it's continually updated, that kind of stuff. But oh, there's a lot to talk about. I'll look at the lexicon and all that in that bonus episode too, but oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. I guess I'll just say, like, I guess what my general complaints were, which they have all recently been debunked as it went along. Like, I said it multiple times. I guess every single thing I had complaints with has basically been explained away, or I just started to understood why it's like that. Like my first exact thing I'll just go on that list entirely, because like even now, I don't understand. I don't think I can properly grasp everything the whole epilogue entailed. But I guess like I just go down the list of like complaints I had and just like explain why I felt that way and why I was wrong about that, because oh god. So I guess the first thing I got so concerned about was the fact that the guns. I guess why the guns were there. Like why was a shotgun, a pistol? Like why would they be there? Why would they be used like, you know, against it? Like why didn't we ever mention or think about it before? That's part and parcel with the fact that I'm my next complaint, but literally everyone, literally all the characters, I guess, the original characters themselves, the original version of themselves, like, you know, from birth to now, they are all meant to die anyway. The student members of My Emptiness, they were all meant to die. And that even corresponds to like the universe's resetting, which I guess makes sense. But in terms of like this goes to my next question. Like, the whole premise of the game was we are the mastermind, yet somehow every single time we continue to go on more and more and more, it seemed like we didn't even know what the hell was even happening in our own game. I guess it was my own weird confusion. It seemed like weird, strange. Like I thought like they would go more into the fact like, you know, the traitors, like, you know, go more into how the traitor seems like almost like setting it up. Like almost slowly overtaking the game itself, and like be them trying to figure out like who has the authority to do that kind of thing, which I still think that would be a cool constant idea for. But I like this, and literally this is the whole fact that like, we technically weren't really the technical quote unquote whole entire mastermind, but I guess like I mentioned before, a ringleader almost. Then with the flowchart, oh boy, the flowchart. Like, literally, as I've already said so many times, like, it's hard to get used to. It really is. That's like you get adjusted to it. It just becomes so more easier to go through it. You have basically all this done, except for this. Why not this? Can you imagine that's like a whole secret thing to get through? Also, I did like a bit more research about quote-unquote research. It's just going on the Steam thing. That the reason why some of these puzzles have these, like these are like the cool S symbols and these are just normal, because I actually cleared the second answer to those puzzles. So I guess like the first two puzzles I got right from the outset were this one, which was answer the dot, the whole something dot answer. The first time answer would be just like that. But then, like, the game, like I found out earlier when I was, like, trying to, like, get myself used to flowchart, I went back to the first puzzle to, like, understand what was going on. And I realized, like, the directives, like, the hints of that were different. They're all, like, I guess they're all supposed to be hints for, like, what the next new answer is going to be. Like, for this one, it was supposed to be, like, something dot answer, but when you have to go play through the puzzle again, you have to answer in the form of hope dot answer, the one I immediately figured out, like, because I thought you had to put the words in both. Then over here, the whole spell valid words run clockwise. I can only imagine now was because of we don't spell valid words out in clockwise fashion, but I decided to do all the letters like that because of a goddamn smartass. Literally all the answers I got through these. What was this one? Order first to last. Oh, we got that. Huh. And that. And I guess even all my weird, like, small complaints of the puzzles and deduction rooms. Well, not really the deduction rooms. Well, the only thing I'm curious about is I guess the astrology room. I don't understand that one hint we got from the paper in the safe, how it corresponds to the answer to that. That's the only deduction room I have like a small complaint or issue with. Because I was stuck in that for way too long. Like, I spent like several, I think, 10 minutes speaking outside that before I just like, okay, I can't do this, I need my help. Then I guess I'm then going through the, oh, what was it, this room with the Love Hotel. That had a red herring. Well, not necessarily a red herring, but we found a clue before it was needed, and that was meant to be the final answer puzzle, which it's strange. I guess it's supposed to be like an added red herring for the safe puzzle. Some of the I think some of the hints like in the puzzles are like strange, to say the least, for the hints anyway. I guess it only takes for like I think the puzzles I had the most issue with luxurious elf with the water thing was basically already been cleared up, both by I guess just revelations and that, and also like that whole puzzle like alphabet to water. I didn't really understand, but it's literally A, number 2, Z, then literally every other letter from every other letter left over in alphabetical order from H to O. I didn't understand it at the time, but that was really great. This was a pretty cool game overall, though. I'm probably not gonna understand this small thing only. I'm just gonna give like small quips and comments of things I basically know about. I'll probably like branch like with understandings of it like in the bone episode when I try to go through the lexicon, which I have not completely filled out, probably because I'm this is still not gone. And the bonus, the Patreon questions, which I've already seen through like before I started doing, for just going on a rant here. I guess this is more of a gush than a rant. Oh, that's one of the things I'm talking about like the stories, like like where people have issues with a story from the very beginning, like onset. Like I guess the best example I can use is top of my head is Layton's Mystery Rooms, the mystery room there. Like that was a game I had a similar like weird anger towards at the very beginning of the game, because I didn't understand what they're going for. I think this is good. Okay to spoil this. It's its very first case. Like it's you know, it's the tutorial of it. Like it makes sure you get used to it. So the whole case revolves around the victim sitting on a balcony at a hotel, and apparently the victim was strangled to death, and to name her killer, she somehow managed to wedge her hand into her sandwich, and each of the ingredients inside that sandwich points and like, you know, lists the name of her killer. And I immediately called bullshit on that, and as they continue to talk about like oh, this obviously goes to this killer, like the letters correspond to this, so it'll obviously be him. I just got so enraged into the point where like, oh yeah, I couldn't say that I'm you know, the whole fish thing was wrong because we were talking to the killer right there, discussing it with them. I gotta keep them under wraps and all that. Oh joy. It's a pretty unique experience to go through that kind of emotion. Oh boy, I can't imagine like many other people felt it. Like maybe felt through the game and just stopped. I heard that many people like actually played this entirety of this game and basically stopped at certain points, whether it's because of quote unquote views for like YouTube, like, you know, like that sort of monetization thing, or because of subject matter, because I'm the whole shit show with Luxuria. Yeah, I don't blame that person for doing that, whoever they are. Oh boy, because that's the implications are horrible. Like, Jesus. So technically I really don't have any complaints with this game so far, if anyone's still wondering of me being mad. I think basically everything has been complacent, and I'll probably still need to think about things more and more. Maybe it'll clear it up with it, like through the like reading through the lexicon or that. Probably not. Or maybe I already have a good grasp of what's actually happened. Just not the subtle nuances of it. And as I said in like the very first episode I was going through this from the very start, I'll play like Heada's Code, its remaster, when it comes out, which I know it's gonna be months in the future, or however long Miracle Mode's gonna take it. Which, yeah, take your time. It's a lot to go allowed to go like make your own game, like keep it fresh, like keep publicity up and all that other nuances, which I don't know the things to. I don't want to go into like, you know, the stuff I like, you know, talk about stuff I don't know, just like to prove that I'm right, because oh gosh, that's terrible. I guess technically by the end of this, basically every character we got known to, except for Ancora, the person we were like, I guess, quote unquote, seeing their perspective from as, you know, a different character altogether, but can't manage to get out alive with no crimes, and everyone else is quote unquote god from resistance, or at least their personalities are now taking on a new form with someone else. That's my understanding of it, at least. That's gotta be one hell of a way to go out of your life. Still got a ways to go. 7 years time gap, like after that question, I can imagine like spread all your free time to like live your life, and then the time shift to like go back to like, I guess, happens to what's gonna happen to Project Forge to next. I can only imagine what happens in head as code. I've only seen quick snippets of it, like on Discord, like I'm sprites in that. But there's no helmets in the game, so we're gonna see people's faces, yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, that was my other complaint. Well, it wasn't really a necessary complaint, but I usually love to be like very impassioned. Like I play games, like I just play games and like read stories, try to get really impassioned to the characters. But this one doesn't seem very. It's hard to like connect yourself in it, which I guess even the story itself addressed. That was another reason like it sparked a whole gosh dang rant for me, because oh boy, I kind of want to feel something for the characters, but I just can't. Like the very first ending I got was like, oh, that was a bit anticlimactic. And that was the entire point. Insidia. God damn it, we were playing as ourselves as the goddamn ninth sin. The one I don't understand, the one I didn't know, the one I didn't read about. God damn it. That's good. That's goddamn good, okay? Because a good story, like manages to make you, like the audience, go with, like, you know, place their own feelings onto the characters in the story. And depending on, like, how the story unfolds in that, if you can somehow manage to turn the story and make your audience shift their emotions to, like, you know, change their mind by certain characters or plot developments in that, that means you know of a good story. In other cases, sometimes, like in other games, I guess, I've made so many allusions to other games before. Don't even know when I bring up the whole controversy with that game. It's like, since it's relevant here, but I don't know if I want to name drop it. I already made an allusion to it, and they never made its name. I guess many people had that sort of simulation with The Last of Us Part 2. Like, people hated, like, you know, the first, like, I guess 2 hours of it. Well, I guess they hated it after the first 2 hours. Then, like, we're so dissatisfied for how it came. And then by the time, like, and some people just quit it right there, decided not to play it. Other ones that kept it going, but, like, you know, didn't understand what the message was going for. That's another thing about, not everyone is going to get things. There's this whole thing, which I've seen, like, I guess not being, like, it was subtly discussed on the Discord I've seen so far, about, the crowd pleasing, or, like, doing stories for yourself. It's kind of a hard thing to grapple. Like, the first 2 Danganronpa games, I guess you could say, like, those are a bit more, I guess, quote-unquote, crowd-pleasing. The third one is a bit more personal, almost to say, but also crowd-pleasing in a way. Like, and that's my favorite game. I was very, like, impassionate to the first 2 games, and the third one, oh boy, blown away. I think this is the first story I've ever seen where I'm, just you being completely, like, apathetic to all the characters is the goddamn point of it. So that was a gosh dang cool experience to go through. Oh boy, this is why I like going through so many different games. Why I want to go through so many different games, because you're never gonna see what experiences you're gonna get just what the author wants, whether like, you know, they think obviously no matter what, an author, like whatever they go through, and I'm just going a whole gush rant about English and storytelling in general because I'm so passionate about that kind of stuff. I wanted to continue to like do this kind of thing on my own, which is probably gonna take a while. And my own ideas and get back into writing. Jesus Christ! Oh boy. Like manipulating the audience's feelings and thoughts through the character, which, no matter how immoral that sounds, it's literally all stories. Like, even like scary stories, which I guess is the most basic form. Like, you tell scary stories on a campfire, and then, you know, you try to scare someone with the story, and then everyone who sits around it wants to be scared by the story and, like, wants to be part of the suspension of disbelief. All that kind of stuff. Oh, boy. Ugh. So the complaints I've had as a storytelling enthusiast, not professional or expert, just enthusiast, they've all been cleared away. And I love it for it. Like these kind of stories which are like, they go somewhere unique. Like, really goddamn unique. And I'm really so goddamn sad that some people just don't want to see through them stuff. Like, some people don't even want to see through stuff like this because I'm, oh, sorry, the beginning is too slow. It's not right for me. Like, Jesus, I like, one of my friends, like, legitimately, I know he likes some of this philosophical stuff and quantum physics things, but he doesn't want to go through it for no goddamn reason. I guess it's my own personal complaint. Oh, gosh, dang it. They keep getting into arguments about, like, crowd-pleasing stuff. He's even also, like, questioning about the whole choices thing. I keep getting arguments about that. And just going on a whole goddamn line about things I love and things I like. Oh, so I probably should stop here. Oh, boy. So... trying to think of what game I would play next. Well, I have a few in hand. There's, like, a... Celeste, that whole game, like, just like a branching out, like, I can branch out from other mystery stuff, because, like, I know at one point I'm gonna run on mystery stuff altogether, even though I still have more games planned, but I want to branch out just to make sure, like, so I don't get burned out almost. There was a few times I basically am, I guess the very beginning I just stopped playing the game for a few days, like, whether I was being busy or just want to think about things too much or stress in life, so... Trying to think of, like, trying to do daily stuff, like uploads, like maybe play, like, I've been playing, like, this entire, like, this final route and some of the other parts of the game, like, completely wholesale, like, natural, and, like, stopping in between, and, like, taking breaks in between those times the camera stops to make it all so gosh dang natural. And I'm just going down a rant about how I actually want to start, like, the channel. Oh boy, well, this is the episode that goes to the psyche stuff, oh yay. But identity stuff. I love what games talk about identity and, like, you know, purpose in the world. Meaning of life. God, the meaning of life. The meaning of life, the second you look for meaning of life, you're doing it wrong. You just have a type of purpose. I really just want to shed light on stories which I know should deserve it, or, like, experience things which I'm probably not used to. Like, I was definitely not used to this, and that's on me. That's on me, that I was not used to this kind of thing. Definitely was not used to it. I can't remember the last time I was not used to it. Well, it was a V3, but I was emotionally devastated by that game. For multiple reasons. And this one was, like, almost the total opposite. Like, almost complete apathy towards everyone. I just, like, grew to, like, partially like everyone. Oh, but if you have any other suggestions to actually, like, play games, which... For me to play games, because literally, so sometimes I have not, like, for example, Your Turn to Die, and this game, I probably would never have even heard of these games unless I saw them, like, being discussed on Discord or any other website. Like, sometimes there's just gonna be things, like, completely out of reach for some people. Oh, and I love these And I love these stories just because I managed to somehow get coincidental enough to even see them. This whole channel is actually coincidental. Just getting to the very downest elements of this. This whole thing was coincidental. It really is. It really is. So if you like games like, which I probably have not played, seen, or even heard of before, I wouldn't mind hearing that. It's all about new experiences and all that other stuff. Ooh. So, I'll try to, I'll probably play through I'll be playing through The Adventures of Black Sad, that mystery game, and maybe also this same time Celeste, or any other smaller games, which I've that caught my interest. Boy, a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot to experience, a lot to talk about, and lots to gush and rant about, and all that jazz. So, hope you have a fun time watching as I am playing this. I'll be seeing you next time, whatever that time may be, and I'll hope you have a fantastic day.